Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, React and Chill. I'm Dika. So, last time on Loki, it was one hell of an episode. We got to find out about plenty of things. First and foremost, Loki was... as soon as he disappeared from 2012 with the Tesseract, he was picked up by... not the Timekeeper, sorry, that's why I kept getting confused last time. The Minutemen, so like the TVA police, to be brought back to the TVA. So the TVA is the Time Variance Authority, and they sort of govern and help look after time. And we also find out that everything is time, or the sacred timeline, has been made or been created by these ancient timekeepers. Oh, we also meet Agent Morbius. He is one of the agents at the TVA. He also deals with what you call dangerous variants such as Loki. Currently, they are hunting down a particular dangerous variant, and every time they come in contact with this variant, the variant kills the Minutemen, so the TVA police on site or wherever. They're trying to figure out what the issue is, why this variant is doing this. So I googled, I didn't know who DB Cooper was, but I googled who that was, and that was so clever how they weaved that in. And you know, potentially could have happened. So I really like how Marvel did that. Nice one. We also found out that the TVA has an abundance of Infinity Stones just lying around, you know, used as paperweights. They are absolutely useless in the TVA. They have no power. Loki coming to the realization that the TVA is the most powerful place in the universe. So, in the end, Loki was asking, why specifically me do you need me to get this variant? And then it was revealed to us that this variant was in fact Loki. So it was another Loki variant that was out there being a dangerous Loki. Now we're on the hunt for this variant that's out there causing chaos for the Minutemen and death and destruction. And I want to know what the aim of this variant is, what its purpose, what it wants to do. Obviously dragging another variant of its type into it. I wonder if we get a chance to see them interact in this episode, what that means for Loki meeting his other self. So without further ado, we're going to start episode 2, The Variant.
Hi! What's going on? You guys aren't dressed right. Okay. So.
Looks like, what's her face from? Wonder Vision for a second there. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Jet ski magazine, put it down. Come on, you're up. Who's gonna attack? Let's go.
C-20 and her team went dark shortly after they jumped into the 1985 branch, but which kind of Loki remains unknown.
The lesser kind, to be clear.
No.
Because the TVA has pruned a lot of these guys, almost more than any other variant. And no two are alike. Slight differences in appearances.
Illusion projection involves depicting a detailed image from outside oneself, which is perceptible in the external world, whereas duplication casting entails recreating an exact facsimile. But
You already knew
you
that.
already knew that.
Here, take a breath. Noted. Gonna break it.
If you leave this tent, you'll end up like them.
Oh.
We need to look for C-20.
But that's exactly what the variant wants you to do. It's a trap. I want me to speak to the timekeepers at once. They're in graver danger than we realized.
I wonder if he's making that up. Because he's Loki.
Yeah, me for a second.
Oh, I know.
Sharp too.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the one you just botched. Loki is an evil, lying scourge. That is the part he plays on the sacred timeline.
Is that possible? To change?
Not unless the timekeepers decree it.
So, unless the timekeepers decree it, Loki's always going to be Loki. Obviously, I feel like if Thanos hadn't killed him when he did, do you think we would have gotten a better Loki? Like, especially in Ragnarok, he finally started working back with his brother again. I feel like we would have gotten a better Loki, unfortunately, up until his demise. But just as she said, if the timekeepers decree it, Loki's always going to be Loki, basically.
The timekeepers are monitoring every aspect of this case. I've never seen him so involved.
And these timekeepers, I wonder, are they real? Well, they have to be real. But I wonder if there's something else behind it. Mobius has never met the timekeepers.
I've been playing a game of my own all along.
Charm your way in front of the timekeepers, hustle them, and seize control of the TVA. Am I getting warm? Double cross.
That was his plan.
Go over each and every one of the Variant's case files, and then you give me your, how do I put it, your unique Loki perspective.
Pertaining to the beginning of time.
Those are classified.
End of time.
Okay, what files can I have?
Oh, of course. I'm such an idiot. I keep forgetting. He would have not known none of these events because this is 2012 Loki, so he would have not known that Asgard. I keep forgetting.
He's hiding in apocalypses. It'll be a volcano, a supernova. If everything destined for imminent destruction, then nothing that I say or do will matter.
Of course, Pompeii.
Loki! How we do?
I don't believe it. Zero variant energy, no branching in the timeline.
I mean, do you really believe in all this stuff? I mean, I don't get hung up on believe, not believe. 3 magic lizards who created the TVA, and everyone in it, right, including you.
Including me. The Variant left something behind at an old crime scene.
Kaboom. It's not the climate disaster of 2048.
Shit.
It's the tsunami of 2051. We're here. We're not going back. The Variant is here. It's fine. It's fine. You can trust me.
It was.
You're the fool the TVA brought in to hunt me down.
Oh my God. You went undercover. I have an offer for you. That's why I found you. I'm going to overthrow the timekeepers. The answer is no. I'm not interested in ruling the Time Variant's authority. Call the TVA. Let the infirmary know.
No, no, no. I gave it away. I gave it away. How to find Min.
I wonder if they see something when they go under the spell.
Matter. You're too late. I see. That's your plan.
They're gonna reset.
Lure us all here so you can blow the place up.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say they've put all the reset charges together. They've been collecting reset charges, so they're looking to do something huge with the reset charges. Maybe create a new event within an event.
Thank you for helping me stall for time. You really do love to hear yourself talk.
Stop hiding.
Mobius. I lost him.
What happened? Looks like your favorite Loki betrayed you, Mobius. Just move! Brace yourself, Loki.
Hear it.
This isn't about you.
Oh wow, she took a lot.
Somebody just bombed the sacred timeline.
Oh my god. That is actually a Loki thing to do. Bomb the sacred timeline. And I wonder where she came from. This variant. He's gonna jump into that door. So that was episode 2, The Variant. So we had plenty of things happening, some really good interesting things, and we had that really cool reveal at the end. So let's start from the top. When they went to that, was it that medieval type cosplay place, there's that woman we saw that looked like Agatha from WandaVision. Yeah, I thought that was her for a split second, but it wasn't the same actress. So I was just like, is that meant to be a clue about something? I'm not sure. So that was really cool. So we had Loki finally teaming up with Mobius to work for the TVA. He was trying to trick them in the first instinct to try and obviously get in front of the timekeepers, and his goal was to seize control over the TVA from the timekeepers. When him and Mobius were having that chat, and obviously said that the timekeepers had created me, I came from them, which explains why that guy, that attendant, I don't know what he was at the beginning, didn't know what a fish was. If the timekeepers had created them and put them there, they would have not seen the outside world, I'm assuming, or time, or what's beyond it. So yes, going back to the event in the beginning, the Variant, Loki, had taken C20, so had taken one of them, and they had discovered, well, we had discovered that they've been taking the reset charges every time, so they end up ambushing the Minutemen and collecting all the reset charges, which they had a bigger plan for. Now, we found out some interesting stuff that, I forgot her first name, but Arslayer, she had mentioned how, you know, when her and Mobius were arguing over why he wanted to keep Loki, she said, Loki will always remain as Loki. He will never change. The timekeepers had decreed it. This is how he'll always be. So I feel like maybe if he had lived past that point in Infinity War, he would have had a change of heart, because he was legit changing for good. So who knows? He figured out that this Variant was hiding in Doomsday, because or places where apocalyptic events were happening, which is actually really clever, because doesn't matter what you change in that particular point, there won't be no Nexus events created, because that whole place was going to get destroyed anyway. They tested his theory in Pompeii when Loki went and told everyone who he was and released his horned friends. That was actually quite funny, to prove his point. So once they proved it, they had to, and they led the sweet thing, that the little child, Loki gave that little child in that church in France, they were able to put their brains together and be able to lead it back to a superstore in 2050, which was going to be hit by a tsunami. Loki was meeting the possessed versions, and the other Minutemen and Mobius were able to find the kidnapped Minuteman, C20. And she was blabbering, kept saying that it was all real. So now I'm actually wondering what she saw. What did Loki make her see? Which I'm intrigued to know, has it something to do with the timekeepers? Loki finally revealed herself. Loki has the ability to be gender fluid. This Loki Variant turned out to be a woman, which is very possible, because of all the mini Lokis that we did see, Mobius is going through that these are all the many Loki variants that we've come across. There was no female Loki within that batch. My question is, where did this female Loki variant, because the whole reason why you become a variant is when you get off the sacred timeline. When you jump off the timeline and you've got a variant, you're out of your place in time. So where did this Loki, how did she come about? I want to know her backstory. There must have been a point in time where this variant was created for her to come off. She had walked through the time gate portal thing, and then obviously Loki had followed her. So now I don't know where they're going to end up, unless there's like a chase through time they're both going to be going on, which would be very, 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 very interesting. I would like to get to know a bit more about Mobius, what his life was like growing up in the TVA, and how much do the agents actually know, because they know everything from beginning of time to the end of time. Well, not necessarily yet, but apparently, just as he said, that the timekeepers are still in discussion of that, or still trying to figure out what's going to be happening. What was her goal in blowing up? Was it to cause discourse? She blew up the timeline. Was it to cause, because we did find out that when a Nexus events get created, they've got like a red line for it to get to. And once it gets to that red line, you can't reset it, meaning you can't bring it back into the timeline. So her doing that would have created multiple Nexus events, which again causes chaos, but on purpose trying to destroy the timeline. The branch events, you're going to literally start creating multiple timelines, because that event can no longer go back. I wonder what parts of the timeline she chose. Were they going to be random events? Were they specific events? I wonder if this Loki had ever come in contact with the Avengers. And I wonder how she even came to the TVA. I think that's wraps and sums everything up. That was all for this time. Thank you so much. Let me know what your thoughts are with this episode down in the comments below. And as always, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.